Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So taking a look at the various items, I looked the normal way, but I've now changed to route length because I'm trying to see other things at about the same distance, what they look like. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this excavator, Volvo excavator, just because this is going to take me up here into Ontario, and this is another map add-on that I've got part of this, which is Discover Ontario, that I've just never gone up to and taken a look at. So I want to see how well done that area is, and so I'm going to take that opportunity to do that with this job. Alright, so at this point I've got 2 hours and 26 minutes till I need to rest. So I am...
Turn right.
Okay, I was just waiting to hear where she told me to go. But I'm going to look for somewhere to rest.
Get ready to turn right.
And my goal will certainly be to do so before I go pick up
Turn right.
the load. I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's able to, I think it was 21 hours. So it should be available for us later. But I'll double check before I do that and then lose it, because that would be disappointing. Because I could always grab it and then rest, but that just eats into our time. So let's see where we are being told to go. So we're going across town. There's really nowhere to rest in all of Louisville here? That makes no sense at all. There really isn't. Wow. There's the Texaco down there, so maybe I'll go pick this up and do it. And I mean, because again, it's just an important delivery. It's not an urgent. So, should be okay, I guess. I'm gonna hope. Otherwise, well, either way, I'm gonna have to sleep, so I guess it's going to be what it's going to be. But yeah, I'm not going to drive all the way over there and then come back. Because obviously at this point, God, that scared me. Whoa. It was suddenly like coming at me. I'm like, what is happening? I've already gotten run into by someone. Well, that'll wake you up. That's for certain. Alright, and we're 687, but that same place I rest has fuel, so there's no reason that I need to stop separately, so I will not do that. But yeah, definitely lots of places here to load up. But we also should have, because only about 5 minutes have gone by in the game. So I think this will work okay. The time's moving slowly here, so we can definitely drive around town, get over there and rest, and not chew up too much time. So hopefully we'll be, basically in bed before we are at 2 hours. But we'll see how that all goes. But I see Schnitzer down there. Hopefully we get through this light. And if we can, then I think that'll be the last barrier to getting our load. Because yeah, this looks like it's just a stop sign because it's kind of at the edge of town.
Get ready to turn left.
So not a bad traversal over here for certain.
Turn left.
So surprise, surprise for me when I went in and reported my last trip that I thought was going to get me to master driver status in Viva. I'm $8,000 short. So, best laid plans. I still needed 4 episodes. So, this being the 4th to get there. But, this is only going to be a $37,000 payday.
Get ready to turn left.
But it's more than 8,000, so it should be okay. I was a little confused because I'm pretty sure I needed 85. And then I also got the bonus of doing a hazmat delivery. So I'm just really confused. There are no external contracts, by the way. So, because again, we're on the coast-to-coast map. We're not on the SCS side, so the external contracts are blank, in case you're wondering. All right, there's the trailer we need. So, and this one at least, shorter wheelbase. It's got some weight on it, but it's not those insane heavy haul trailers that we've seen. So, should be good here. So yeah, I've definitely been enjoying my time doing all this at this point, so hopefully you are as well. Always, want to make it enjoyable for folks, but obviously, we're driving a truck and it takes time, and there's only so much we can do to make it entertaining and different. You just kind of really need to just enjoy watching travels to make it worthwhile. Alright, so let me see what the best way to get over there is. So I basically have to go up here, then turn left, and then I'm heading down here to the Texaco. So left and left is what we're doing, and then we're gonna head out. So here we're going right though first.
Turn left.
So when I say left and left, that's kind of after I'm on the road here.
Get ready to turn right.
And yeah, it may be wanting me to go that way, so I'm not going to start my trip odometer until after we get up there and rest for the evening and do our thing. I was a little close to that car. I'm glad I didn't clip him, but definitely woke me up. I'm waking myself up a lot. So I guess that's good. That means I really won't be tired until it's time to be tired. But sadly, this isn't green yet. Alright guys, take off. You got a fast old hot rod there. You can do better than that. Yeah, just not sure I'm going to get enough momentum here to hit the lights like I did last time. But I think there may not be another light until we get all the way up. So, because I think it looks like most of this industrial park is just stop signs and so forth. Because obviously that's exactly what it is. It's businesses, and you're not going to have significant amounts of traffic going through here, so. But yeah, so we're going here, yep. And then we'll be getting on the highway for a bit, and then getting off again to rest. So it should all be good. But yeah, we're about 100 miles short on fuel to get there. So even though it is a shorter trip, and this does say real time should be about 36 minutes, so this should be a shorter episode. And obviously we're also not doing 1,000 miles, so naturally it should be shorter. But the challenges are, of course, stuff like this, where we continue to deal with the lights and so forth. The good news is this is in the correct direction that we need to be going, because clearly it's telling us go here and turn left, and I didn't put any additional stops for where I'm headed to rest on the map there. Looks like to the right he started going but then realized he didn't have a light. That was interesting. I don't know that I've seen the AI ever do that. I don't think they've gotten a green light yet, so I don't know what's happening. Guess I'll just watch my arrow and wait for it to tell me that I can go. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Alright. So yeah, like that guy never got to turn right. I don't or left. I don't understand. Very weird. Alright. So we're going straight through this, and then we're exiting at the next
I'll find a new route.
at the next spot. Okay, well now I guess
Keep
it's
right, and then continue straight on.
I guess it's telling me I'm going the wrong place now,
Go
but
straight on.
so yeah, we are extending it a little bit, but we'll see. And that may be just because it's like telling us to turn around where we're headed. But next exit, this is where we want to get off, so it'll be a little later than I would have liked to have rested, but not too badly.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Yep, so I'm almost positive it's just going to suggest I turn around, so it's going to be a little upset
Exit right.
when I continue. You know, we can't stop here because that's a truck
Turn left.
headquarters, so we can't rest there because we don't own it. But overall, not a bad night here in Louisville. But yeah, I'm familiar with Huntsville, Alabama, but Huntsville, Ontario, that's a whole other animal. So I'm pretty excited about this run, honestly, because yeah, it's taken me somewhere that maybe I'll find interesting. You know, we got a garage up there too, so get to see what some of the staff we have working up in that area, what kind of places they deal with. Not that Canada's that vastly different, but you know what I mean. At least I think you know what I mean. So we have a little ways to go here, but I don't think it's that far down. And again, time isn't flying by, but obviously we are burning real time, so that doesn't help any. Got an RV over there, people going on vacation, gonna be having a good time. So yeah, I was pretty excited too, just because I learned about something I didn't know in an announcement for American Truck Simulator just about traffic lights, not about anything to do with trucks. But I guess there's new yellow borders around traffic lights that are becoming more common, and so I think in the California update they're including those. But the cool thing was they just put in some new traffic lights in our town on a road I go on pretty regularly, and they have those yellow borders, and I was able to explain to my wife, like, hey, I learned about that from my truck sim game, you know, when they were talking about it, because they're introducing that in there, and I guess this is becoming a new standard in the US to increase visibility. So look at that. You can learn useful real-life things from playing American Truck Simulator, or at least reading the announcements. Matco Tools. I am definitely familiar with them and their trucks. Working with manufacturing companies and stuff. Oh, rain. We haven't had rain in a while. But we don't need anything significant. We'll just turn on the intervals right now. It's definitely not raining that hard.
Keep right, and then turn right.
And let's see. think it's like squeaking, or
Turn
I don't know, maybe I have other sounds in my house that sound like squeaking wipers. But that was kind of interesting. Alright, $2.35. I like that much better than the $3 gas I was buying before. So I think we're a little bit more empty than we were, but we'll see, because I know last time we were at like $600. See where we end up here. 514. Not bad at all. So there we go. Leaves our bank account. Took a little while to get approval, I guess. And I guess we'll see. Can we just park here, or will it not give us a indicator? Alright, we had to pull up quite a bit. Had to go over the curb. That's crazy. Alright, see you in the morning. Alright, Branko. Good job. So he's leveled up. He's our older one, so I don't need him yet. But I should be able to make this run without worrying about any of the things. Wow. Yeah, Yaroslav's my brand new one. 177. Oh, he did 177 and 1984. Look at that. He got 2 jobs done in the 10 hours I was sleeping. Good job. I knew he'd be good. Told ya. Just had a feeling. Alright, so now we can follow directions. We're filled up. We're rested. We're going to make it just in time. So I think we need to go to the left where we came from. Goodness, could we have more traffic? That is crazy. Oh, did I get too close? I made her nervous? Alright, fine. If you're going to let me go, I'm not going to tell you no. Alright, it's true. I was sleeping. I guess I forgot to turn my wipers off when I was asleep. Alright, so daytime in Louisville. 12 hours, so we should be there a little after 8 p.m. I think we stay. We might change from Central Time to Eastern Time. But I was going to say, I think we'll stay in the same time zone because we're more going north than anything else. But perhaps not. But yeah, 594 miles is what it's telling me I've got. And we've got about an hour and a half cushion between the time we have and the time we need to rest. So I should be able to make it today. Either way, it's due Tuesday at just after midnight. So got 12 hours to get there. They expect it in no later than 18 hours. So I really don't have any more time to rest. So even if I have a few issues, I'm definitely going to have to deal with it. Alright, so we're going to go back that way, and we'll be heading up to Canada for the first time. Whoa, I didn't realize he didn't go by. I'm glad I didn't tag him. That would have been unfortunate. Again, I'm not looking to lose money at any point. We're looking to grow our empire and grow it as quickly as we can. Alright, these ramps are crazy. Just thank my lucky stars every time that I went for a beefy engine, because I certainly need it. get here in the middle lane, because I'm sure the left lane will head off, although let's see. Okay, so we're gonna, why is it taking us there? Hold on. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, we'll follow what it's telling us to do.
Keep left, and then continue straight on. Go straight on.
But, yeah, we're obviously hauling a piece of heavy equipment. I mean, this isn't a heavy haul per se, I don't think, but definitely taking a bit to speed up, and we're going to be exiting right here and slowing down again, so not going to be able to get moving as quickly as we like. Still telling us 36 minutes from here, just so you have a point of reference.
And then exit right.
Another bit of fun map
Turn left.
stuff. I am slamming on the brake, but going down a ramp like that, clearly it was a challenge. Alright, so I think we've exited here before. I remember that crazy tree. And I vaguely remember that, where I'm like, we better not be just driving into nowhere. It better draw that better, but obviously we came from there, so we know we can go that way. But yeah, we're just, there's a lot of lights here, so apologize for the slow start, but it's kind of the nature of the beast when you're in cities. Obviously, you got to get yourself out of the urban areas and get moving on the open road before you really start clicking away the money into the coffers. Again, we're getting something like 60 some bucks a mile, I think, for this, so it's a pretty good payday. But I think we got to go up by where that Walmart is, a few roads up,
Straight on.
and then we're going to turn right there. And that theoretically then turns into an interstate. So definitely an interesting routing here, but
Keep right.
they got to make it work when they're doing the Midwest expansion and putting more stuff in the cities.
Turn right.
Alright. These license plates are very short here in Kentucky. Not a lot of numbers on them that I can see. But at this point then, we should get going pretty quickly and obviously get ourselves up to Canada. So I'm pretty, like I said, I've already said I'm excited, but I'm excited. And especially because just the way it happened to work out, we're going to go through, like, we're not just tapping into Ontario, like we're going through the province all the way up to a north end, so that should give us a good opportunity to experience the additional map and how they've done it, how thorough it is, so should be pretty nice. So we're still 35. At some point I assume we're just going to suddenly be able to go at highway speeds, but not sure how that's going to transition here. But yeah, alright, there we go. So that's how. Now we're going 70.
Go straight on.
So we'll see if these cars drive back and let us go or not. I think we're okay. So I don't want to stay in the left lane if I don't need to. I want to let people pass. Oh, interesting. Slowed down to 35 there. That could be bad if we had a police officer with us. Would have suddenly gotten a pretty good speeding ticket. Those early morning sunbeams filtering through the dust in the air. Pretty nice. I always like that effect. Alright, so we've got almost 12 hours ahead of us, assuming we're going to get a delivery or two from our staff. But once again, at this point we're full up in all our garages, so the likelihood of getting enough money to expand, buy a garage and get a truck, not going to happen. Not with basically a $37,000 job. So, but yeah, we're taking this from the steel plant in Louisville to Centex in Huntsville. So I assume we're delivering this to a job site where they're probably building some homes. Pepsi. I prefer Pepsi over Coke. I don't know why. Just like the flavor. And I think Pepsi has more sugar than Coke does, is what I've always heard. I don't know how true that is, but that is, at minimum, the urban myth I understand. So maybe that's why I like it, because it's sweeter. I don't know. But if I have to pick one, that's usually what I pick. Don't drink a lot of soda. I haven't done that for decades, but when I do indulge, it's usually Dr. Pepper, which is actually also a Pepsi product. So, so now you know about my soft drink habits. Aren't you lucky? And now we're gonna pass Mr. Pepsi. We're even luckier. Of course, now this guy pulled up. Oh, come on, Mr. Pepsi, what are you doing? You're gonna dive in here too? Please do not. But as soon as that car got out of the way, man, he was like, I am going. There was not a hesitation there at all. And obviously, if you're a delivery driver doing it for work, you typically in those roles, you kind of have a route, and you need to go when you need to go. I'm assuming we're going around the circle here, because that would take us north. So that's why we're not hearing anything until now. But we're heading east right now, so Canada's north, unless they moved it on me, but I don't think they did. So, Black Horse Carriers, Ruan, all kinds of big haulers going by the other way. Alright, bit of a line here. I'm going to move over so they have the ability to move. Is that Old Dominion? Might be. I think, in fact, it is.
And then continue straight on.
Yep.
Go
All right.
straight on.
I am going straight on. I hope you're giving me good directions. All right, Cincinnati, Ohio discovered. Very nice. So, started out in Cleveland. Got the three big C's in Ohio. Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. The three largest cities from north to south. So, but once again, good to get some new locations in Ohio. Ohio's always fun. But yeah, I think we go from Ohio, we go through Michigan, so we're gonna go up near Toledo, and into Detroit. I'm just gonna mispronounce all the names today. No, I'm not. I'm done. But yeah, Toledo to Detroit. That should be our path here. Another hanging shelf of trees, but interesting stuff. I had a load like that. I almost took the pressure tanks. I think it was a couple episodes ago that I was looking at one of those, but chose to do something else. Lots of people merging, definitely making it interesting. But yeah, they'll be ahead of me, I think. Although I'm getting pretty darn close. Let's see what they do. Yep, they're going to be ahead of me. They could have cared less that I'm barreling down the road at 73 miles per hour. But I'm not sure if 75 takes me through Columbus. I think it does. But it's almost like then we need to go a different way when we get there. Because Columbus is almost too far east. It kind of puts me at overlapping Lake Erie. And to get up to Canada, we obviously need to go around that. So, but yeah, up in Detroit, that's the first time I ever personally actually went into Canada. I was on a business trip when I was very young. Alright, so we're heading almost straight north because Dayton is kind of north of Cincinnati.
Straight on.
Right, Patterson Air Force Base is here, I believe, is the one. And the United States Air Force Museum is here, which I've never had the privilege of going to yet, but certainly on my list of things to explore because I've heard it's quite
Get ready.
wonderful.
Right.
Alright, liar. I am not going right. So,
Exit right.
just wanted to check, and again, I would have gone that way, and then it would have yelled at me and said recalculating, and I'd be like, why? And then it would laugh at me. I think that's where, that's what they need to add to GPS is, like when you do something goofy. I think if the GPS voice just started laughing at you, that would make people pay attention more, wouldn't it? You don't want to be ridiculed by some disembodied voice coming out of a device, do you? It's like I would get pretty irritated if, like, Alexa was yelling at me and making fun of me. So why would I not do the same thing with a GPS voice? But yeah, I believe, just noticed a date and time, or a day and time on my sim dashboard, and it's a couple hours back, so I do think I have the time zones operating. I think I did set that. I usually do. But I just didn't remember, so, but we're under 10 hours for arrival, so not too bad. Under 30 minutes in real time. So give you some perspective if things are moving along at the pace you expect. But yeah, outside of Dayton, I'm not sure that they're going to have much here. And again, we might not truly get near Toledo. But I'm not sure how that's going to go. But anyway, what I was saying was when I was younger, I was on a business trip to Detroit, and I was like, hey, I've never been out of the country. Like, on my own. I've went once as a kid. We went to the Caribbean, but, so we hopped in the car after the day of work was done and decided to go eat at a restaurant in Windsor, which is right across the border. So I'm curious if Windsor is here and if I will be going through it. I would imagine it is, given that this is, again, not just the Canada Dream map. Ah, they have Lima, Ohio, actually, here. And it is like Lima bean. I don't know if that's why it's pronounced Lima, but it is not Lima, like Lima, Peru. So, they call it Lima, Ohio. If you've ever watched the show Glee, this in theory is where it's set, at whatever it was, McKinley High School, I think is what it was. Ohio has the most presidents. I think obviously McKinley's one of them. Garfield, another. I don't know that I know too many others. I want to say Eisenhower might be from here, but I think I'm wrong. So, I'll stop doing the off-the-cuff presidential lesson so that I don't get ridiculed too much in the comments, because I'm probably giving you wrong information. That's an area I haven't read much about other than individual presidents. So, definitely got some books around that are overall presidential history. I just haven't quite yet gotten to them on the reading list. Just always picked other things. So right now we're reading an interesting book. I think I shared with you a different interesting book I had before. It's called Fuzz, and it is when animals break the law. What happens? So just a couple chapters in. It's not a huge book. I think it's barely over 300 pages, but it's been pretty entertaining. So if you get a chance, check it out. And then I believe my next book is going to be A History of London. So I've had that on my list for the better part of a year. It's a newer book that I think came out in September of 2021, so still a few months away from a year, so maybe 2/3 of a year. But, oh, a flying animal just hovering. That was fun. But we're out here in the middle of Ohio, which I promised you was not this wooded. But this is what they decided to give us in the in-game map here. So welcome to Woody, Ohio, but doesn't look like that. A lot more farmland, a lot less trees. Alrighty. I didn't realize I could go more than 75. My truck is having a hard time doing that, but I can do it.
And then continue straight on.
Okay. Are you accurate? I would think you would be, but yep. And there's Tooley-Doo, and it looks like we already discovered it. And I'm sure I explained the Tooley-Doo thing there, so probably not worth doing again. It wasn't really that funny. I understand you might not go back and look at that episode, but I think it might be the first episode when we're leaving Cleveland, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. And I'll explain Tooley-Doo there. If not, it's somewhere where I'm in Ohio, which isn't that often. And we're in the land of pure Michigan.
Go straight on.
We will. And then Detroit's not actually that far from the border. And then from Detroit, I think that is where it has us cross into Canada, so I'm going to assume it's Windsor. I'll be disappointed if it's not. But pretty nice day. Coming up on lunchtime here. Whoops. Gotta slow down, actually, quite a bit. Because now it went from 75 to 65 here. So in the state that has all of our auto companies, doesn't have all our auto manufacturing. There's plants all over the country, but
Keep right. And then exit right.
we have a slow speed limit. It just seems kind of sad. I don't know what else to say. Oh, downtown Detroit. I wonder if this is going to be like the old Chicago was, where we're now going to literally drive through downtown instead of staying on some sort of an interstate and going quickly, but maybe not. I hope not, because that'll slow us down, and there's no reason to slow down. I want to get to Ontario. Nice cement truck. Quite sure also as we get near Detroit, not this wooded, not this grassy, but what you gonna do? Pretty much nothing. You're going to drive on the map they give you, because that's what you need to do to play the game. Otherwise, you're not playing it, you're doing something else. So, a little late in the day when I'm playing this. Clearly getting a little bit slap happy and goofy. For those that enjoy it, you're welcome. For those that don't, sorry. Alright, I've been this way before. Actually, yeah, it looks like we came to or from the cat plant.
And then turn right.
Certainly got enough activity now. Alright, so it looks like we need to go there. And then we're linked to, oh, Canada,
Right.
over there. Bridge to Canada. That is accurate. There are those. When we went to Niagara Falls, ooh, I hit a pole. Didn't say I did any damage, so I'm gonna hope I'm okay. I couldn't really swing any wider. There was a car there, so I suppose I could have waited till the light changed, but
Go straight on.
I was committed. And not to an insane asylum, as you might encourage me to be, but
Turn left.
there we go. Bridge to Canada. I like when the lights change. Canadians are so nice. They even... Oh, not that Canadian, although I'm not in Canada yet. I'm glad I slowed down, because he would have taken me out. So anyway, when I went to Niagara Falls last fall, we had to cross a bridge, because that's kind of the nature of it. There's Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Seaway and all that around, so you gotta cross water to cross the border, at least in this part of the border. Go further west, that's not true, but till you get out past further west than the Great Lakes, it is. Pretty nice fancy bridge. Let's see. I'm thinking, do I go this way? I don't know what way I go. But I'm gonna go this way. So, oh, maybe they're gonna collect the toll on the other side. Because yeah, I think those tolls must be for coming back, which I'll be doing next episode, likely. I don't think I'm gonna stick in Canada, but don't count me out. I might decide I love Ontario, and I might just do some short runs there. I don't know. We'll see what mood I'm in. That's the cool thing, is as an owner-operator, I can just do that. I don't have to have my employer saying, go here, go do that. I can be like, nah, I'm just going to take a bunch of short jobs for a month and be up here. I don't think I'll be that crazy, but there it is, Windsor. Look at that. Think metric. I like that, though. 60 miles per hour is 100. So that is good to know, because I always kind of am like, what is it? 234,000. I did not realize that this city was that big, because I was just about ready to say town. I thought it was some dinky little thing, but we didn't go very far. I think we stopped at like the first or second restaurant we saw, because it was late and we were like, we just want to say we got to Canada, and we didn't know in case we had trouble getting back across the border. My God, that was not fun. All right. Too sharp of a turn with the load I've got. Oh my goodness. They want me to go in a roundabout? Are they crazy? Do they see what I have behind me? Who came up with this idea in American Truck Simulator? Someone with a terrible sense of humor. That's who.
Get ready to exit right.
Alright. I will do that. Okay, we can't go to Leamington.
Right.
We're totally blocked. Oh, look at that. We're going to London. We're going right across the ocean. Nope, we're not. Just like we're not going to Alabama. But these Canadians, man, they just take names from everywhere. So I don't know. I mean, Canadians are nice, but right now they sound like name thieves. They just keep taking this name, taking that name. Craziness. They have a McDonald's, though. That always makes you feel at home, right? Alright. So, we are officially here in Canada. And right now, other than what I saw in the city, it doesn't look vastly different than what we were going through, which is a bit of a disappointment, but maybe it's just because this is kind of a rest stop, and what are you going to make it look like? So we'll see what's up and over the hill and around the bend. What is that weird road thing? Oh, I guess I see. It's just the exit. that happens to exist on the same side, but it's got a little bit more flowing roadway. So is it two? It says Queen's Line, so is it like two things? Chatham, Kent. No, I think that's just the name of the city, is Chatham, Kent. I thought it was two cities for a while. So, got a little crown on the road. It's very nice. I think it's Queen Elizabeth Way 1 or something. I think I drove on part of this, but maybe I wasn't this far over, because we weren't coming through from the Michigan side. Alright, exactly 300 miles. But exit 90. There's a little bit more. You got the high tension power lines. I don't think there was a lot of that on coast to coast once we were out in the country. But it's telling me I can go 65, so I'm going 65. Not sure I'm liking this, but we're not catching them, so we'll keep going. Open May through September. Canadian Wonderland. I'm assuming that's an amusement park. I wonder if they have that in here. That would be cool if they had that like on the side of the road. That'd be neat, especially if like some things were working. Like you could see a roller coaster driving around on the tracks or something, but I think that would be a lot. So I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm sure it's here somewhere. We probably passed it already, but the sign was neat. Those crazy fast clouds are back. Does it once in a while, then they start doing that right after I notice them all the time. It's like as soon as they're being talked about, they get embarrassed or something. Not sure. Alright, up and over, but 180. Again, I assume these are kilometers, not miles now. So the previous exit was 90. I don't think we've gone 90 miles in that distance. I don't know that I'd say I felt we went 90 kilometers in that distance either, but who am I to question what they're telling us? So, looks like somewhere here we can go somewhere else. So yeah, at this point, looks like a road network is more of what is done up here. I know there's more towns, certainly, than there were on the Canada Dream map. We're just not hitting any. But there it looks like is where London was. Some more high tension lines. But yeah, I am going at the top speed I can go right now. Way station, so we'll see if they flag us in. I assume they work the same way. Yep, they are, so we're going to find out, aren't we? Alright, 60 kilometers.
Finding a new route.
Alright,
Go
let's
straight
see.
on.
Trucks. Loaded and empty.
Let's find a new route.
So we're likely to be pretty heavy. Yep, 85,000, so technically a little bit over the typical limit of 80,000. So I guess we are a heavy haul. Because I think anytime you exceed the 80,000 pounds, that's the classification. Oh, interesting. So they have like a gas station along with a sleeping area. I assume they had a yield. I think that was dangerous to assume, but I think I saw it in my mirror. So, Chevron fuel. We are going to Huntsville. None of them are on the map. Hamilton, Niagara Falls are straight ahead. Alright, so I'm going to move over a bit, because I don't think we're exiting here. Ah, so that is how we would get to Hamilton and Niagara Falls. But we're not going there. That would be pretty cool if they modeled some of Niagara Falls in there, like the actual falls. But that'd be a lot. But it would be cool. I'd like to see it. But yeah, I mean, I guess they do a better job in kind of at least giving you more land rather than just kind of having it stop really fast. But obviously, you know, they've still done this kind of in ribbons, which I would assume is the best way to do it. Because, like, A, why would you need to model anything where a truck's not going through, and having hundreds of miles of countryside, you know, maybe separating two roads, and somehow taking the time to render it wouldn't be very helpful. So the Grand River, there's a Grand River that goes through areas near where we're at, but obviously there's a lake in between us and Canada, so I can't imagine it's truly the same river, other than in spirit or something, where they're like, yep, it flows into the lake and eventually it empties back into the other Grand River. Or maybe they both empty into the lake and they therefore obviously can't be the same river. I do not know. I'm not familiar. So we're going to get a... Oh, this is the Canadian Wonderland again. Thought maybe it was like the Reforma part of the map where there's billboards talking about how different people worked on this area or something. If there was, I was hoping I'd be more able to read it than the ones that were down in Mexico. And yes, there were definitely plenty of jobs if I wanted to go back down to Mexico. It took me there. Obviously, where I'm at here in Louisville, they'd be a bit of a drive. Alright, let's see. Alright, so it looks like we're going that way. And then around.
Exit right.
So, changing to another road. Is that a... Oh, I see. Toll road begins. So it's just electronic. I assume ETR might be electronic toll road. Might not be, so. Any Canadians watching this? Correct me. But right now, I think that's what it is. Oops. Non-Ontarios will be billed. If you go 50 kilometers over the limit, you get some crazy penalty, it looks like. Not so crazy, that's pretty fast. Ah, we got like cargo planes over here, so we got like a cargo facility. You probably couldn't see it any more than I could, so I apologize. That was a sloppy mess. Alright. Ah, cattle. Very nice. I don't know what town this is, it didn't tell us. I'm clearly not unlocking it, but this looks like some larger city. Suppose I can look, right? Let's see. I could. Oh wow, this is Toronto. That would be a larger city. It's pretty big. Alright, so I think I need to exit here. Let me check. Am I exiting right there? I am, so I don't know why it's not telling me that. That's kind of unfortunate. If I didn't look, who knows how much extra time I'd need. Alright, wow. Again, totally unexpected for a gigantic city like that. A lot of times in ATS you've actually got to go and deliver to it, but obviously not the case. So there we go. Much easier than the first toll we had to pay, where I had to go through booths, and it was still a pass-through and electronic, but wasn't involved. Oh my goodness. It is Canadian Wonderland. I would not have expected this. This almost makes the entire thing worth it. Like, just... I mean, yeah. And they tried to make a roller coaster now. I would be just flummoxed if they actually had something moving on it, but I don't see that, so I'm going to assume that was too big of an ask, but there you go. We have seen Canadian Wonderland. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Aha! Martin making us some money. $4,600. And Martin has leveled up. Look at that. So I'm going to have to be careful. We're going to have to check for a while after each change, because we're basically turning folks from long distance back to balanced. Holland Marshes, Ontario Vegetable Patch. Interesting. Don't know why it told me that, but I'm guessing it's a fancy vegetable patch of some sort. Flying Monkeys Craft Brewery. Again, assuming that's probably real. So, very sharp turns here, but not too bad. Alright, so this is Barrie. And then North Bay is up ahead. Alright, we're down to 81 miles. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, this is definitely a little bit more interesting than some of the other areas. Gives me things to look at, signs to read. But just gotta be careful that we're not asked to slow down here. Is a tiny little town. And back out into farmland, but then there's Aurelia. I think it literally has 3 L's in the middle. I'm assuming they spelled it right. Don't know. I guess. Is it on the sign that way? Looks like it. So, down to less than 5 minutes. So yeah, not a bad area. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly, what I would hope for, but I was going to say it was less to look at, but, you know, definitely more signs, and utility poles are always nice to make it seem like it's a real place, and there's people around here, and the whole world's not just off the grid doing crazy things. Alright, so Gravenhurst, so we basically stay to the right the whole way. I see. Technically we're not exiting, so it's not giving us any kind of exit right warning. This is actually where it goes. Ooh, watch out for deer. I could see why. Alright, 2,000 from Thomas K. Did Thomas K level up? Looks like he did. Pretty exciting. So at least 2 level ups. I don't remember if the other delivery leveled up or not. yeah, we should be there in less than an hour in game, and we've got more than 4 hours till we need to rest in game, so not bad. So, assuming we're going to shortly see our delivery point appearing. Again, we're looking for Huntsville. So yeah, I think I've now been to Mexico and been to Canada in my personally owned truck. Alright, getting close. There it is. So, looks like next exit, we go to the right. I just needed to wait a couple more seconds and I would have seen it. The Home Depot. Is he going where we're going?
Exit right.
Nope, he's continuing on.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Alright. Stop sign only. Those are always nice.
Turn right.
Ah, empty. Fuel and maintenance. Didn't see who that was. Not that it really matters. Money is money, and we just lost some. But we're shortly going to gain some from our own traversal of the continent. Or at least a segment of it. Police. Yep. Don't know if they're modified up here in Canada. And there's Huntsville. And here's our location. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be over there. So let's see. I'm thinking I can turn and go down that road. And then try to kind of back in straight-ish. So I'm thinking I'm going to get 40 out of that. I don't know, again, that it's uber challenging. Well, I'm thinking if I was to take another job, that would be available to haul out of here. But we've done plenty for now, for this episode. I was going to say for today, but again, these things obviously kind of continue, especially as an owner-operator. But we do only have less than 4 hours till we're going to have to sleep, so might do that soon, next time. Who knows? All right. Getting better at this, I guess, right? Seems like I'm at least passable in my positioning. I certainly got in there, wasn't in any danger of hitting any poles. And there we are. Let's take a look. Alright, 601. Money, money, money. Only 1,600, so not much in the way of experience. But let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the one we're talking about, so it's actually a little further than we came. But see if it's around next time. But there's probably other things around Huntsville too. Alright, so nothing I can do as far as adding on to a garage or anything. We don't have enough money for that. So we are done. I will see you next time.